Hey guys, Chief Bosca here, and today we're going to be reviewing Transformers Studio Series Megatron. Hey guys, Chief Bosca here, and today we're going to be reviewing Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series number 13, Megatron. So, I've recorded this video about 3 times already. I've already tried 3 times to record this. Each time I've lost the footage, or I just wanted to redo it because the first time I just wanted to redo it because I didn't think the first one was up to scratch, and the second time I just lost it. So, here we go. Hopefully, third time's a charm. So, let's get straight into it, and first and foremost, as per usual, we'll get a quick look at the box. Here we have a picture of Megatron on the front with number 13, Studio Series Megatron. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Hasbro, age 8+. Transformers Generations, Takara Tomy. So this is Hasbro and Takara Tomy went in to do a collaboration and brought out a bunch of movie figures. Takara Tomy is where we got the Masterpiece figures from. On the side we have Transformers Studio Series 13 with a picture of Megatron's face. He is a Voyager class figure. On the other side we have a zoomed out image of Megatron with the Autobot logo up top and authentic Transformers. On the bottom you have stuff and things and barcodes. On the top you have a window to look down on top of the figure with Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And on the back you have the obligatory product shots and the information. Big screen inspired scale, detail and backdrop. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Forest fight. Backdrop. Megatron holds nothing back to unleash destruction against his ultimate nemesis. Includes figure, removable backdrop and instructions, and other figures included in the line. He has 32 steps to the transformation, and that is all for the packaging. Now, out of the packaging, you get a backdrop, and this is from the forest fight where Starscream, Grinder, Megatron fight Optimus Prime, and it is done very well. It looks nice with the flames and the trees and that one very pixelated branch on the top. That is amazingly pixelated right there. But it's got Studio Series 13, Generations, Transformers, and on the bottom it's got Transformers Revenge of the Fallen and authentic Transformers. On the back, nothing much, it's just a backdrop. It's a very cool display option. I personally just display them without it because it takes up a lot of space on my shelf. But if you have the space, definitely use it. We also have his instruction sheet, which coming from Masterpiece is a bit difficult to follow. It is your normal banner instructions. Go from robot to vehicle on both sides. And it has the different figures. There you have that. And I believe that's all. He does not have any accessories. So let's get straight on to the figure itself. Here we have Megatron in his Cybertronian tank mode, and it's one of the coolest I've ever seen. I really like the detail that went into this actual figure. It's not as dark as I would have liked. I would have liked the paint to be of a bit more gunmetal grey than a light silver grey colour. But otherwise it's alright. I would have liked it to be more of this cannon colour here. But the cannon is made out of rubber. These are on a hinge joint and are made out of hard plastic. This is on a hinge joint too. He does have wheels there and there and there and there, which you can use to roll alright. On the back, you can see his hand and his cannon, fusion cannon sticking out the back, but we don't mind that, that's alright. You just have to ignore it, you're not displaying him end on. He does like to come apart a bit, which is unfortunate, but we can ignore that. On the side, there is a ton of detail on the tracks with some parts picked out in nice gold colour, some silver, some chains in there. You can see his head right there, but that is movie accurate. You can actually see his head in the movies in his vehicle mode, although it is a bit more transformed and it does look a bit different. But otherwise, it's a very cool looking vehicle mode with some nice parts picked out in gold, some thrusters on the back. All in all, it's very nice. On the bottom, it's alright. You got these shin pads that cover up the gappages in there. You got these shin pads that do that, and it's got the chest here. That's alright. It all looks all right. It all looks all nice and clean. But that's just all for the vehicle mode. Now let's get on to comparisons. Here he is with Transformers Masterpiece Optimus Prime. See how they scale there. Bit shorter than OP. There he is with Transformers Masterpiece Bumblebee. A sense of scale there. It's very wide. And last but not least, here he is with his fellow Studio Series figure, Rawl. So you can get a sense of scale right there for their sizes. Almost the same length. But there you have that. That is all for comparisons. Now, I think we should get on to the transformation. We don't have anything else to do. So let's do that. I'm very tired right now. This is probably not segueing very well. So let's just get straight on to the transformation. First of all, you want to untab these parts on here. They just tab in via that tab right there and a slot just in there. And they both untab like that. And they rotate downwards like that. Now let's raise up this camera. That's better. Here we have his legs. Now you want to rotate it up at the upper thigh, and then there's a slot there and a tab there. This will just swing in on a double hinge and tab in there. Now you want to come to this part here and slide that on a slider up to there. Now this is one of the parts that's kind of getting to annoy me. This part always is coming off. So get that plugged in there like that, and now you just want to lift that up and it comes backwards on that hinge there, and around here this part comes out and then folds up, and this whole heel spur section folds down, so this becomes a flat surface for him to stand on, and this part swings in and helps on that flat surface. Now you get this piece of shit, plug it in there, and there you have that leg all done. Just coordinate it up a bit more. Now you want to do the same to this leg, rotate it at this part and tab these two parts in together. This also has a habit of coming undone, which gets a bit annoying. You want to slide this along and out, bring that back, accordion the leg backwards on that hinge and upwards on that hinge. Then you want to come along here, bring that part down, flick that out, up, heel spur down, this part up, accordion it all right, and there you have his two legs mostly done for the moment. Now coming around to the back area, you're just going to want to untab this whole area like that, the whole backpack section. You want to come to the arms and you just want to fold them out on a hinge there. Just like so, and then bring them up. Just like that. And there you have just the arms out of the way. That part fell off again. Now you want to bring the legs up into the upper body via that hinge, and that is the lower body and legs all done. Bring the arms all the way out. That gives us clearance to work on this backpack piece. Now it folds up in 3 different places. There, there, and there. So now you want to bring that in. And this tip of the cannon will go straight into that spot right there. Just like that. And then that folds in. Just like that. That part there will go into there. Just like that. And there's a slot there and a tab there. Bring the cannons out. And they'll just tab in. Rotate the arm out and down. Do the same to this side. Plug that in. Rotate the arm down and out. Rotate the elbow outwards. Like that. Bring the cannons in and put the face the head down. And situating him correctly. And get a nice pose there. Here we have Transformers Studio Series Megatron in his robot mode. And leaving aside from the paint, this is probably the coolest figure I've seen. Coolest Megatron figure. It's accurate. It's detailed. It's got different pieces of paint everywhere, with different paint colors picked out in gold, silver, and gunmetal grey. Now there is one thing that I don't usually do. There is a way you can transform the feet, and that is by splitting it out like that. Now that gives him a little bit of extra purchase, but on this leg, it doesn't stay outwards. It just keeps flicking back in. So I keep them together. Oh, guess what? I keep them together. It looks nice and it works nice. He doesn't fall over. It keeps him very balanced at the same time. So there you have that. Now for articulation on this figure, he can look up that far. You can only look down that far, but using the hinge at his neck, he can look down all the way. His head is on a ball joint, so he can look in a 360 direction. His arm is on a 360 degrees swivel. It can bend outward that far. It's got a swivel at the elbow. His elbow can bend about 90 degrees. And his fingers, well, the 2 long ones are on one hinge that can bend this far. And the 3 smaller ones are on a hinge that can also bend about the same. On this arm, he's got he's got an elbow bend about that far, down that far. And he's got this weird little finger here, which is on a hinge joint, but is made out of soft plastic. It bends in and out just like that. He has no waist swivel. He can kick that far. He can kick backwards that far. He's got a swivel at the thigh. He can kick forward like that on that hinge, which looks a bit bloody weird. Can go back that far. And he's got an ankle tilt of about that much. So that's just about all for articulation. Now for some features he has, he does have a sword. So if you find this part back here, pull it out. And there you get the sword that he actually uses to kill Optimus Prime. And it's made out of a bendy plastic, which is really cool. I really actually like this idea. It's done some fantastic detail down the sides. On that side. And it looks real nice. He's just... There goes the other one. Ah, for Christ's sake. He's just got a ton of detail. All down. Back up. He's got the thrusters that he used to boost out of the water at the start. He's got the massive shoulder pad on this side and the not so shoulder pad on that side. He's got some really nice red eyes. You can't actually see them. My camera doesn't know how to focus at the moment. He's got a ton of detail on his head. He's got some... The teeth, believe me, are pointy and are made out of plastic with the same color as that right there. All around, he is a great figure, and I'm very happy that I picked him up. Now, onto comparison. Moving him to the side. Here he is, the Transformers Masterpiece Optimus Prime. There you have that. Here he is with Transformers Masterpiece Bumblebee. Comes up to about waist height. Here he is with his fiddly Masterpiece self. And last but not least, here he is with Transformers Studio Series Brawl. Oh, I still got that peg there. So there you have that. They look great together. It's awesome. Good scale. Good scale there. Take him away. But at the end of the day, this figure is probably one of my favourite Megatrons I own. My favourite Megatron would have to be the Masterpiece Megatron, but this comes a very close second with its fantastic movie detail and paint jobs and everything. My only nitpick, as you know, is I wish he was a darker grey, like a gunmetal grey or something like that. Maybe something a bit like this grey finger here, or his fingers. Maybe a colour a bit like that. But that's a minor nitpick. The form is fantastic. The details are great. They didn't go slack on that. They went as hard as they could. Could do with some custom paint jobs. But otherwise, it's a great figure, and I definitely recommend picking it up. These loose parts, I don't know if it's a single figure related thing, just related to my finger. Finger? What? Just related to my figure. It's come off. I don't know if this is just a problem with my figure, or if it's a wide range problem between all the Studio Series Megatron figures. But otherwise, definitely pick it up. The positives outweigh the negatives. It's definitely worth it. So